Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I never do this alone. I have the ladies of Your View. Good morning, ladies.
Excellent morning,
How are you
Mariah?
doing?
Fine,
What's up with you, Mariam?
Nothing much, just being
Mariam.
mother, wife, everything. And I can't believe it's already like the last week
Like,
in
February.
February. I mean, this year is just
Flying
by so
by.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. How do you, Biajalu?
I'm amazing and grateful. Hello, people. So, we have a fan all the way from Saudi Arabia
Yeah.
who reached out to me
Saudi Arabia.
last week. His name is Engineer Chris, and he says we should give a shout out to the wife who lost the father. The burial will be in March, so we're sorry for your loss. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
And he also says to gift you a cake for your wedding anniversary today.
For real?
Yes. The cake will be coming before the end of the show. Are you for real? Thank you, Engineer Chris.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wow, that's a surprise. You didn't tell me
Yeah,
that.
it is a surprise.
Lots of surprises.
All right. So we have our guest host, Obianoju Ochuba, in the building.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, a fine girl.
Very fine.
Obianoju. How
I'm
you
excited
doing?
to be here, as always.
We love having you.
As Mariam said, the month is wrapping up quickly, and I'm particularly excited it's wrapping up. You know, apart from this being Cancer Awareness Month, it's also Rare Disease Month. So, and I have something to do this month for that. And it's something that's close to my heart.
Okay.
Last year, on the January 4th, I lost my cousin to a rare disease. Yes, the doctors couldn't tell us anything apart from the fact that they couldn't treat him. So I started to read about it. I started to make research. So this month, not only will I be making donations, but I'll be talking about it. I would involve everyone.
Oh, nice. Definitely. Sorry for your loss, but
So sorry.
it's always good to find a cause from these kind of things. So we thank God for the opportunity to share what you find. Fantastic. So it is my 9th year anniversary.
Yes.
Today. So I haven't posted anything yet, but I hope I remember to post something. I'll try to find a
Hope you
picture.
remember. I'm
I'll
on your
remember
case
to post
today. I don't get it.
But yeah, so we prayed together this morning, and we thank God
sweet.
for 9 years, and it's exciting.
And counting.
And counting,
9
yes,
years,
many more
many,
years to
many
come,
more
you know.
years.
He's been a good guy. We're there. Asha and Shisha.
I mean, we saw a little snippet. I mean, we now see that they serenade you in music, and also you wake up to music, you go to bed music.
We thank God. We thank God. On that note, let's go on a break. When we come back, we go through the front. Oh, any first timers in the building? Please.
Woo!
Rise, Rockets. You gotta say hello. Whoa. Thank you for coming. It's good to have you on the show. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll breeze through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Somebody called me yesterday and is upset that I'm always, this glasses is reflecting light, so he's going to send me new ones.
Oh.
So thank you. I can't remember his name, but I spoke to him yesterday. Moving on to the nation. Boko Haram hits Chibok as fighter jets pound ISWAP. FIRS orders deduction of stamp duty, CIT orders from source. Picture here, we are winning war on corruption, says Buhari. Power devolution, land use threatened constitution review. 3 doctors arraigned over baby's death. We're not guilty, they say. Visa restriction on Nigerians temporary, says US. Coronavirus puts Nigeria at economic risk. Lots of stories to take here. Let's start with the major headline. Yes, you have that with
Yes,
Bianuju.
the Boko Haram issue.
Yeah.
It's surprising, it's sad to note that it's this same Chibok where 276 girls were abducted in 2014. The Boko Haram, they attacked yesterday. They said they had guns, they had motorcycles, and they attacked at 6 p.m. when the farmers were just returning from work, and then they killed a lot of people. They injured so many others. They razed down houses. It was terrible. And the spokesperson, army spokesperson, could not be reached as at the time of the report, so he has not commented. But an insider in the military says that they are on top of the situation and that normalcy has been returned.
Okay. Okay, there's another story that actually got our attention. The 3 doctors that are arraigned. Unfortunately, these doctors actually work for the same hospital that Muradin was taken to Arjala in Okada. So they've been arraigned in Abuja. the death of a baby, a little baby boy. I thought it was Dr. Bafemi Kuye, who was accused of seeing the baby but failed to take adequate history of the baby, and also Dr. Mukaila Oyewumi, who was actually accused of failing to take medical remedial measures to relieve the patient of the obvious. So they've been arraigned in Abuja, and they're facing a panel.
Something that seems like a pattern
for the death of this child. And I'm happy that at least that we know that these doctors can actually be brought to book. So whenever there's a mishap, you can actually report and get it, ensure that the doctors are brought to justice.
On the visa ban, quickly?
Yeah, the visa ban is available.
So,
go ahead.
the United States...
Go ahead.
Okay, should I go ahead? The United States ambassador yesterday, that's Mary Lone, had visited Minister for Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, and she said that this ban is just like a temporary measure. There were certain standards conditions we're supposed to meet. That's the federal government, which is one of them is data collection. We're not very good with information sharing. So if we're able to meet that criteria will be removed from the ban. And number one, it doesn't really affect students. That the student's visa is not affected. Residents in US already living there, they are not affected as well. And we should try as much as possible, because they are saying that Nigerians are basically professionals in the US. They are contributing a lot to the GDP, the economy. And if we can pool those resources together, we'll be able to lift our nation.
Okay, I actually wanted to run off to Punch, but there's a story that I'm not sure I've found elsewhere. The coronavirus, WHO has put us on a risk, economic risk, saying that we're an economic risk because of coronavirus. Not because we have coronavirus in Nigeria, but because there are about 30 to 40,000 Chinese living in Nigeria. During the time of the breakout, 8,000 Chinese came to Lagos after the holidays, and 4,000 went to Abuja. Whoa. So they put us at a risk. So there's no case yet, but because we have so many Chinese living amongst us, we are a potential risk, according to WHO. Moving on now to the Punch. Experts ask government to boost agric as inflation hits 21-month high. Police arraign women for selling 3-year-old for 650,000 naira. Now undergraduate disappears, family tackles government aid. Police arrest 6 Ogun robbers in herbalist house. Amotekun Southwest Assemblies on same page, says Speaker. NURTW threatens showdown over Oyo Parks manager's job. Continued border closure not sustainable, says man. Embrace education, stop reliance on quota, reps tell North. And assailants kill Aso Rock director, set body on fire. Okay,
so
let's start with the
National Open University student. His name is Anthony Olatunfe. He's a 29-year-old man who went missing 2 months ago. And he stayed with Mr. Michael Ojomo, who is the special advisor to the governor, Sanwo-Olu. And his family is distressed because they said, well, the son has been staying with this man while he was doing his course. And for 2 months now, they've been unable to find him. The investigation, of course, started. The person he's been staying with, that's Mr. Ojomo, has been in talks with the police. They have paid for all sorts of investigation. They called the boy's number, and a person picked who said he was a prophet at the bar beach. And he claimed that he saw this person, the Mr. Anthony, taking off his clothes and going to have a bath at the beach. But it just does not correlate because he was actually sent on an errand. How did he end up being at the bar beach? They followed him home, police followed him home, found the man's clothing in his house. And they asked him, you know, so anyway, investigation is still ongoing. Right. Nothing is concrete yet, but the family is, you know, speaking out.
All right, police arraigned
two women before the Lagos State Special Offences Court in Ikeja for allegedly selling a 3-year-old child for 650,000 naira. This child was kidnapped in the church. That was the Mountain of Fire Miracles Ministries, Agege, and was sold to one Chikodi for 650,000 naira. They also found that these women also duped another man of 700,000, saying in the pretext of trying to help him adopt a child from an orphanage. So the case is in court. It's been adjourned till March. Let's see what's going to come out.
Moving on very quickly to Daily Sun. Aso Rock director killed in Abuja home. President said it's painful loss. SGF hits governors, one state scrapped. Service chiefs won't be sacked anytime soon, says, I think it was Boss Mustafa was speaking. Yeah. Supreme Court adjourns hearing of Imo Zamfara review cases till March 2nd. And will rescue Leah Sharibu, others, Buhari says. I didn't even read that story. Sounds like rhetoric. But let's move on to, let's talk about the major headline. Okay. The director in Abuja that was killed.
Latasha Dagan. She was killed yesterday in her house. at 11 p.m. She was killed in a gruesome manner. She was actually tied to her bed, and the bed was set ablaze.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The whole apartment, everything. The presidency, they've commented, they said it's a terrible loss, but investigation is still ongoing. They said they have a lead, something the assailants forgot in the house. Okay. So hopefully
and she's an assistant director attached to the State House in Abuja. Yes. So for that caliber of person.
She was actually promoted recently, and for that to happen.
Really sad
There's so many deaths.
And SGF is saying that they need to scrap states. He was saying that if it was left to him, although he doesn't have the right to say that, but if it was left to him, the governors actually are the middleman taking up all the money. So we need a federal government according to him, and the money should go directly to the local government. So there should be federal government and then local government according to, I think it was
that's Babashir Lawal.
Babashir Lawal, yes.
Okay, Mustafa?
Okay, let's talk about, Boss Mustafa.
Yes, so
yes,
that's the secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, is saying that Nigerians should not even think about the statement that service chiefs will be sacked, that nothing like that is going to happen, that you don't just wake up and sack anybody. It takes a process, that all we should be looking into is trying to make sure that all the security officials are working with synergy, the police, the military, to fight what we have as a security issue at the moment. That by the time you start sacking people, you give room for miscreants and other people who are working adversaries to, get in and take advantage of the loopholes. So we should forget about that sack. And you quoted a part of the scripture which says, righteousness exalts a nation. And I'm thinking this, once it just comes to, I don't know, you're supposed to do a job. If you don't do a job, you move so that somebody else can do the job. And then you start quoting the scriptures to back up your inadequacies.
Moving on to Vanguard. Suspected husband killing outrage as Delta CP admits receiving 6 exhumed corpses. Oyetola approves 100% pay for doctors. I didn't punch Agbo during altercation, says Oluwo. This story is not ending. What's going on? Buhari speaks on Leah Sharibu's 2 years in captivity, promises to secure her release. It's time for fight with technology, says Babashir. And minimum wage VAT, Okada ban raised inflation rate. Let's start with the major headline, then we'll talk about Oyetola.
Yes, so Delta State, where I come from, there's been an issue between the commissioner of police and the communities. They've been having this herdsmen killing, so to speak. So they've had like an altercation using words, saying the commissioner is saying that we've not seen any herdsman killing anybody, so there's no proof in that. The community members now said, okay, to show you proof, they went to where those recently killed farmers were buried, exhumed them and carried the bodies to the police station, 8 of them. This is the proof that you need. So the governor of Delta State is saying now that investigations are ongoing. They need to be sure that those people are actually farmers, that the people who killed them are herdsmen, the people who exhumed them. So the full-blown investigation is being carried out at the moment. So let's hope that they catch.
In addition, Pandep is now saying that they need to have their own Amotekun also, that they must have their own outfits in that region to secure their people. Let's talk about Oyetola, Governor.
So the governor is saying that in order to stem the exodus of doctors and health workers, the brain drain that's happening recently in our country, he's going to bring about like a 100% increase in the salaries of the workers. That's doctors, dental doctors, and all those in the health, sector, and also trying to improve their welfare. He's prioritizing the health sector in his state. He's revamping all the, just the health sector in general. And this is fantastic news, because we know that the health sector is always asked for this increase in their remuneration.
Right.
So
we have to run.
The governor is listening.
Okay. The Oba Oluwo of Iwo said that he doesn't know how Agbowo got that mark on his face. So.
Oh, my Lord.
That me, I did not hit anybody.
Yes.
He didn't punch.
Goodness.
That was
real?
That's what I read.
He
said that nobody's addressing the fact that the man wanted to blind him with the stick. And then, he doesn't know how he got that punch on his face. So. It wasn't me. Moving on to Nigerian Tribune. Alleged Boko Haram threats. Senate reps demand tighter security at National Assembly complex. Visa ban, we talked about that already. State House Assistant Director murdered in Abuja, we mentioned that. 12 states miss out on the $4.5 million World Bank Fiscal Transparency Grant. Inflation rose to 12.13% in January, says NBS. Why there was altercation between me and Ugbowo, that's Oba. And nobody should be forced to change religion, says Buhari, that's talking about Leah Sharibu. Okay, we have to roll. Let's take a just major headline.
So 12 states usually would have gotten part of the $4.5 million grant that's been given. It's called the State Fiscal Transparency, Accountability and Sustainability Program. So what it means is that they'll give states money based on some criteria. And to be eligible for this money, you have to have published your annual budget, your audited financial statements, and as stipulated by the disbursement-linked indicators, things to show that you're spending your money right and you can account for it. But 12 states have been unable to do that. But, the other states are going to enjoy this grant, except for these 12 states. Maybe to mean that everybody would sit up next time.
Unfortunately, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, we'll discuss a few hot topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So Nigerians, make I give you this gist.
No, the gist.
Hey, the House of Assembly, the House of Representatives, finally gone ahead with their plans to reject Nigerian-made cars. They've purchased 400 cars of foreign brands. Specifically, I think they bought 300 Toyota Camry 2020. Cha-cha, bagan. They're bringing it.
SUVs.
And they have I think 100 SUVs for the principal officers, I think the Prado Jeeps. All Toyota Camry, and they are bringing and importing these cars. Yeah. And there have been ongoing conversations, listen, the posture of the country, corruption, the fact that we're trying to reduce spending, reduce the cost of governance and all that. And Nigerians are asking, was this necessary? And we'd like to hear your thoughts. You can call us on 070-806-6814. You can also tweet us at TVC. Please hashtag YourTVC so we can read your tweets. There are a few factors here. There's the affordable, there is the durability, the fact that is it durable, and there are issues of does it fit our status? So that there are those compartments that we need to look at. Well, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this because a lot of people are disappointed, but some feel that, no, it's okay. They are lawmakers. They should have that status. So let me hear your views, Mariam.
Okay. See, we say this is a song that we sing every day. Their selfishness, it just seems in the face of what we're going through right now. Every time we're talking about borrowing money to take care of salaries, we're still debating how much Nigerians should be earning minimum wage. Then we have people who could have used this opportunity. See, I'm not even going to be speaking to their conscience anymore. Let's just make it a PR thing. How great would it be for you as a PR tactic, this particular administration, if you were the ones to come and say, see, we have decided that we are going to only use Nigerian-made cars. The sort of statements that this would have made and would have gone down in history for you. So it's not even, let's be selfish. Don't take that. Be selfish with it.
That singular act will shut a lot of Nigerians up.
That's legacy
Suddenly, Nigerians just stop talking. Okay, let's give them that. That is their
because we will still talk about
somebody suggested innocent vehicles. Yeah. And a lawmaker said, because you're from Anambra, imagine that.
Sarcastic. So are you from Japan? That you're getting tired from Japan?
God bless you, my sister. So let me come to you. Let me hear your thoughts about Julie on this.
I'm going to be a good girl today, by the grace of God. So for me, I know that buying an exotic car for someone at a particular status is not a big deal. That's the truth. Because if they were in the private sector, at their level, we have management, we have MDs who have such cars that it's being even changed on a yearly basis, depending on how much the company has made, how much the bonuses they are getting. You are getting that as you have done a good job, well done. This is more like a compensation for you so that you can do good work. All things being equal. But this is a public sector where you are there. The primary purpose for you is to serve. Now we have a problem of indebtedness. We are owing. Nigeria, we are a poor country. We don't have money. We have spent over 1.12 billion to service our debt. Do you know the meaning of servicing debt? Not be say you don't pay the thing. You just they rub the surface. You just they clean the wound. You never treat them. We spend that amount of money. And now they mentioned that the cars would cost, as at the time they did the calculation, 2019 model for the V6 will give them 35 million. I did a little calculation. I'm not very good in mathematics, but I tried. 400 times 35 million will give you 1.4 billion. And I know that 1.4 billion in the scheme of things is not even enough to service our debt, but at least a drop of water, you know, makes the ocean. So if we say that we are in a country that we are poor, we are borrowing, we need to work together. We have been taxed, though. Don't forget that VAT is there. Yeah. The common man is paying VAT. Electricity tariff will increase by April, hopefully, and we will still pay. And you're asking us to hold our belt. You that you are the leader, you are not holding your belt. You cannot patronize your Nigerian maid, at least.
Hey. In fact, please. Listen. I think Obiajulu has actually hit that nail on the head, totally and completely, because that's the sentiment Nigerians are sharing this morning concerning this. No matter how unstable or unreliable you assume an innocent to be, I think it should be the first choice. Yeah. I mean, there could be other brands, we don't know of those ones, but I make bold to say today, and I'm so proud of TVC. Innocent is the official staff boss. We have 2 staff bosses by Innocent. The directors in TVC drive Innocent. Many of the technical, all the trucks in this company are Innocent trucks. Ferrari, the director of programs, he's driving a fantastic Innocent Jeep. I'm not trying to do publicity for them, but these are the facts. Listen, where are we in our country? Let us decide. What do you want to do? Let's face reality. That money is going inside. That's why tomorrow I would always applaud a Dangote. Yes, this man has money, but he's investing in his country. Yes. Many of you make money, you steal money, and you take it outside the country. Let us put this money inside. Let me let Obianiji say a few things, because Nigerians are really upset about this, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on it before I come to the audience.
Right. In my opinion,
yes.
What I think is, if you're buying a personal car for yourself, okay, I have a large salary or I have a big business, I want to buy a car. You can buy a 2022 model that's not yet been produced. That is not my business. But when it is an official car for an official purpose, spending that amount of money, if you go to the Toyota website, the cost of their car is between 9 million naira to 12 million naira, and this is excluding cost of shipping, import duties, which is 70%. Yeah. You know, for import duty, you have to pay 70%. So that's 70% of 9 million naira. That would give you about 6.3 million. So when you add all of that together, the money is over 35 million. And we are buying this car for 300 persons.
Doesn't make any sense.
Now, Innocent Motors is very inexpensive because the vision is to stop used cars being imported in Nigeria. That is the man's vision. So he has made these cars very inexpensive. The saloon cars that they want to buy, that's the Toyota Camry. On Innocent Motors, we have it's between 3 million to 4 million naira.
Imagine
now, if they are actually going to go for SUVs for Innocent Motors, the cost is between 6.1 million naira to 7-point-something million naira, which is still reasonable.
If they want
SUVs for Innocent Motors, and they want to go for...
Okay, let me. I need to hear from our audience, because, I mean, I know many Nigerians are on the same page, and I'd like to hear those who actually are who is supporting the government on this. I'd like to hear dissenting views, because it's important to know that it's always good to hear from their own end. Sometimes we hear these reports and we just take one side. So we're going to try to speak to 1 or 2 lawmakers, try to call them up now and see what exactly the position is on this. But I'd like to take a few comments from the audience before I go on a break. Yes, go ahead, madam.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Fisayo, a physical golden officer. As far as I'm concerned, I think we need to do something in this country. All those people up there in power, controlling things, what we need to do is, I think that minimum wage is 38,000 naira something. So we need to do a drill for anybody that is coming to power. Let them be tested like Big Brother Africa. Let them stay in one place. Let them spend that 38,000 naira if they could survive for a month. And that should be a criteria for you to be in power. It should be a criteria.
Did you hear that? Good morning. Thanks for calling. Are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my name is Lekon from Iyana Ipaja.
Hi, Lekon.
Fine, and you?
Go ahead, please. Thank you.
Yeah, the president has the authority to say we should all use Nigerian mode. All the DGs supposed to use Nigerian made. Now, what's the work of these activists that are shouting every day on the president that is not doing what is right? Let's bring all these people to salary levels. If we bring them to salary levels, and the activists should not shout today that we should come out, and people will not come out in this country. So on this, that they should use Nigerian model. Everybody is insisting that we should improve our country. You are going for imported cars of so huge amount. Where is the money? Let the president instruct that we should use Nigerian model, and these activists, labor, should come out and shout now. Not that they will be waiting until when they steal this money. The lawyers know they will give them the money to stand for them in court. That's my own opinion.
Thank you very much for Let me take a few more comments on this. Good morning. Go ahead, please. Yes, madam.
It's just a shame that it's easier said than done. When it was time for them to close down the borders, they knew it will affect Nigerians. They are there at the top seats, embezzling our money, our sweat, and yet they are not doing the right thing. At this point, they are waiting for Nigerians to take the bull by the horn. They want Nigerians to do things and take laws into their hands. Because when you make laws, you yourself should be a typical example. Innocent is a very good product for us to patronize.
Okay. So I wouldn't want us to advocate for violence in any way or suggest this in any way, because it's important for us to share our views. Let our leaders know how we feel. But at the same time, we also have to work within the confines of the law. We cannot be unethical or try to insinuate or instigate violence in any way. Let me come to you, Mariam.
Yeah, so this thing about the cars is just a part of the way that we live our lives and part of the way our leaders live their lives. So if your children, if you're a leader, if you're in the House, the executive, the legislative, judiciary, whatever, and your children are not in Nigerian schools, it makes sense that you want a Japanese car over a Nigerian car. If you're ill and you go to an American hospital or British hospital, it makes sense that a Japanese car makes more sense to you than a Nigerian car. And apart from that, look at the figures that Obianuju gave us. Look at the difference. Look at how we will be saving money. We're just reading today in the papers about palm oil and how we could save money in 10 years, in billions and billions. We're putting it on citizens, we're putting it on farmers, we're putting it on regular individuals, how to save money, how to cut their coat according to their pockets or whatever. And every day you show us in the different ways that you decide to spend our money that you're not doing the same. So there's a different law for you, and then there's a different law for us.
Okay, I have to take this call from Bimbo. Bimbo, are you there?
Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm all right. We just like to either rant or just talk and nothing happens. But then we also don't get to the root of this matter. I don't even think the legislature have done anything wrong. What car does the president drive? What car does the vice president drive? Our ministers, what car do they drive? Each time we pounce on these legislators as if they are not part of the same government, the executives are riding assorted cars. You expect the legislator to write something different? I want you to notice that each time we have a president, and the president decides to take up a particular attire, just notice the whole of Nigeria will follow that trend. When Jonathan was there, everybody started wearing this Niger Delta thing. Why is then everybody started wearing this Aboki style? If the president himself is genuine about, that's why I like to say, a lot of people will complain about Trump. Trump has said American first. If the president is genuine about either corruption or make Nigerian great or whatever, the president is the leader, is the first person that we even show, this is the way I want to go. There is no legislator that will not buy that car. Are you saying if the president is that
so it starts from the top. So if the executive had actually had that posture of, listen, we are doing all Nigeria, you'll be surprised. They'll have that ripple effect.
There's a reason why they are supposed to be different and check and balance each other. So I do not expect, because the executive takes a certain position, the legislature for what you stand for to make the laws. They've constantly fought with executive on many things. Oh, you people who are spending this money, we are not spending it. Why are you fighting on the way you can fight for more important things like these? So
you're very correct. But however, at the same time, where she's coming from is that he's the leader, he's the front man. If we see him the same way everybody else is wearing the kind of things he's wearing, it just has that ripple effect on the psychology of people.
I also when the executive, if you as the legislature do the right thing, you can change the right thing.
I agree that authority flows from the top. If the president is doing the right thing, it will affect others. But if we continue to have this mentality, until the president starts doing the right thing, then nothing is going to be done. This one that we are seeing, let us tackle it first. Then when the president and all of the rest of them are seeing what is being done about this particular one, all of them will sit up.
I don't even have I don't separate them. As far as I'm concerned, they are all leaders and lawmakers.
I have to go on a break. Let me take this final comment. Go ahead, please, very quickly.
They're all the same.
They are all the same.
Very quickly, sir. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. My name is John Folarin. First of all, I would like to say that leadership is exemplary.
Yeah.
As a leader, you have to show example.
Yes.
So if you do something, people following you will do the same thing. Yes. That's one. Two, they are representing us. And this action really does not represent the aspiration of Nigerians.
What we are facing.
All right. Three, we teach children in primary and secondary school, patronize made in Nigerian products. But if they out there, our leaders, don't patronize made in Nigeria, in a way, they are impressing the wrong ideology on young Nigerians.
Okay, point taken. But see, let me ask you a quick question. I have to go on a break. Would you buy a Nigerian-made vehicle?
Of course.
Let me come to Nigeria. Let's be true.
Yes,
I would.
You these Nigerians.
I would.
You these Nigerians. That all your life you've been working and you now finally have X million of naira. You gotta give it to innocent.
We are buying Nigerian rice.
I'm just asking, because let's be real. Unfortunately, I have to wrap up with this. That's all we can take. But I wish Nigerians could not really take this in and understand that the change starts from them. Let's go on the break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Welcome back. So before we wrap up, I would like us to wrap up on the previous one before we go to the next one. But the point I was trying to make for the break was the fact that, yes, we're pointing fingers at the lawmakers, but we as citizens, private citizens, if we are faced with that kind of decision, yes, our private money, would we make that decision to buy Nigerian brand? Let us be frank with ourselves.
And I say that we already do. We're eating Nigerian rice. We're wearing Nigerian fabrics. We're going to Nigerian schools. So everything shows that when it's done properly and then we invest our money in it, Nigerians will buy. Okay. So, and then if we're refusing to use Nigerian-made cars, please, can we go to Japan and find out if they're using innocent cars there? And then maybe we can say, okay, it's a bit of trade by barter or something. Okay. But if they're not, please, lead by example.
All right, I think that's a good way to wrap up on that. Let's move on to the next topic. It's been over a year since the heroic act of Joe Blankson in Rivers State. According to reports, he died while saving the lives of 13 others by repeatedly diving into the river to rescue victims of an accident. The vehicle had plunged in. If you remember that story when it happened. Now, joining us on the show is the wife of the deceased, Mercy Joe Blankson. Welcome to the show, madam. You can call us on 07080668014. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YoVTVC so we can read your tweet. The reason why we brought you on the show because when the incident happened, your husband was seen as a hero. Everybody celebrated him. He was the man that rescued all these people. Unfortunately, while rescuing the last person, he drowned. And there were lots of promises that were made to you at that time. What has happened since then?
Well, since he's demised, when he died, the River State governor invited us to his house. I appreciate him for that warm welcome, and he promised to support the children's education with some amount of money, and he promised to help me to a job. He also supported the family with some money for burial. So it's July 28th will make it 2 years since he passed on, and nothing has been done yet. So I just hope that God that made him to make such promises also give him the grace to fulfill them.
How has life been since then? Because I know, I mean, usually governors have that sense of empathy, and they always want to help. They have the intention to help. Sometimes the system failures, not because they don't want to help. Either they pass it on and nothing happens. But how have you been surviving? Were you able to get a job? How have you been able to help these children so far?
Well, before my husband passed on, I usually buy and sell things, perfumes, jewelries and stuff. And I'm still doing that. And friends, his friends, and family, they've been of great support to me.
Wow.
Yeah, so I know that you have sort of like a foundation where you're trying to train people to be able to swim, like a swimming academy. How is that coming up?
Okay, I actually launched the foundation on his 1-year remembrance. The essence of the foundation, I said, is to teach people on how to swim, to prevent what happened to Joe Blankson from repeating itself, or to prevent a family or anyone from losing his or her loved ones, or to prevent anyone from going through the pain I went through. So far, we were able to, I use we because it's not just, it's my initiative, but I have people that buy the idea and really want to make it happen. So far, we were able to organize a 3-day program, which was supported by his friends, you know. But now we want to run a 1-year program in the sense that people would be able to learn, schools, individuals, you know, will register and be going for swimming lessons. But you know how it is to raise funds for such things. It's really not easy. I've tried.
Yeah, but first of all, your children, how are they doing? Are they in school? Are you able to meet up with fees? Or do you have to wait? Is there any point in time where they have to stay at home because you can't meet up with the fees?
Well, the truth of the whole thing is that with or without my husband, my children will still have to go to school. I'll still have to give them the best. I have his friends that have been of great support. They are both in school. My daughter, she's 2 years old. She was about 7 months when her dad passed on. And Owen is 5 years old. He will be 6 soon though. So they are both in school. But at times, you know, upkeep and stuff, it's really not easy, but I try my best.
One of the reasons why we wanted to talk about this, because we get lots of requests to talk about different similar issues. One of the reasons why I wanted to talk about it, because Nigerians we fail to support heroes or to celebrate heroes. Yeah. This man single-handedly saved 13 lives.
Hey.
And the least we can do is ensure that his family doesn't suffer. We're going to break now. We'll come back. We'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thank you for staying with us. So we still have with us Mercy Blankson. You had a question, Lubianiju.
Yes, Mercy, I realize that grief doesn't magically end after the loss of a loved one. There will be reminders, maybe on your anniversary, on his birthday, things that will make you remember him. So we really sympathize and empathize with you. However, my question is, the survivors, have you been in contact with any of them ever since, up until now?
I have one person's number. That's his friend, you know. He promised to come to the house when it happened, even during his 1-year memorial and remembrance, I mean. According to him, he didn't come again. That's, okay, my late husband calls me Mama. According to him, I was like, Mama, sincerely speaking, I won't be able to face you guys. You know, the whole shock, the trauma and stuff. Then when we did his 1-year remembrance, someone came up that was in the boat. So she was just narrating how everything happened, like Joe was just here doing this, doing that. She just prayed that God should accept him in heaven.
So it's been just
so because of the show, what would you like, I mean, because we brought you now, and you're taking care of 2 children and all that, and a lot of promises were made to you when it happened. You have an opportunity to speak to the River State government or whoever, any philanthropist out there, somebody who's willing to help out. What would you like them to, what your view would like is for this man to be immortalized properly and recognized for his heroic act. Yes. That's for us is important. But you're here, what would you like?
Okay, first of all, let me start by saying, in terms of the promises and stuff, people made me to understand that it's just a promise. It's not like it's your right. Do you understand? That is why I even tried to shy away from the question and media and everything. Well, I want them to immortalize my late husband. I established a foundation, his name, as I said. The vision is to establish or to build a standard swimming academy in his name, Joe Blankson Swimming Academy. And again, I don't know, I don't think it's possible, but I think some traditions need to be abolished.
Like?
He died in the water, you know. They didn't see him that it's like the 3rd day. And you know, tradition now, we don't bury someone that died in the water.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So he was just dumped somewhere. And
you're kidding me?
No way. And I didn't get to see him. Oh. So now, if my kids should grow up and, you know,
that's so wrong.
I don't like take them to where they bury their dad. And I just point somewhere and say, oh, I think it's that water or somewhere. I don't even know where, you know. So
tradition says that you cannot bury somebody who died in water.
After saving lives.
You know the tradition?
Yes, right. It happens.
So you're also asking that some of these traditions should be abolished?
Yes.
Because they found his body.
And it's not like he died as a sea pirate or he was doing something wrong, you know. He died saving people. At least they would have just, I know it's like it's not possible, though it's still possible because I've heard of people that died in that same water. One was an ambassador, that was his late uncle. But they did a state burial for him. Is it because Joe Blankson was not an ambassador or, you know, maybe he was just I wouldn't want to use the word a common man. But then also just to support their foundation, you know, support the foundation.
What about your immediate needs? You have been on this foundation. You have kids, you're raising kids. What do you need?
Okay, I need a job, but a good job, and not a job that will take all my time because I have 2 kids.
Flexible, certainly.
Yes.
We honestly admire your strength. We admire your, I mean, I don't know how you've managed to know that you're not being able to bury your husband. That's a huge, huge emotional burden on any human being. We celebrate you today, and that's one of the reasons why we brought you on the show. So what we can do is give you that platform to speak, and which you have done. And we just hope that people can reach out to us if you want to help out in any way. And hopefully the River State government can also support you in any way. And it's so hard to talk about the death of your husband. But I just wish you the best and pray that God will strengthen you, and our best regards to your children, and entire family, and to his friends who have been supporting you. Thank you so much for your continuous support, and we pray that the Lord will continue to bless them. Let's go on a break now. When we come back, we'll move on to other stories. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So if you can recall, there was a clash between the motorcyclists and the Okadas and the police, I believe. It's Iyana Ipaja over the ban restriction on the activities of the Okada riders. According to reports, a stray bullet was said to have hit Mariam, a young people who was caught in the middle of the entire riot. Now, we actually supposed to have the father of the victim. Unfortunately, he's stuck in traffic because when the news broke, I think it was 2 weeks ago or so, it went viral. This young girl, the bullets went through her butt area, through her tummy, and we've been very worried about that situation. And we wanted to know what's going on with Mariam and how far, because we're told also that the police had given them, I think, 20,000 naira as some kind of compensation, which they had rejected. So we're really interested in that story, and we've invited the father, but unfortunately, he's still stuck in traffic. But before we even start that conversation, our previous guest, Mercy Blankson, had some people she wanted to thank. Unfortunately, she had to step down. Yeah. But I'd like to give actually a few minutes to tell us those people Mercy Blankson actually wanted to thank that have been supporting her family.
Okay, yes. So a few names here. So she says to thank Fowles, the bad guy, for support. Yes. Wow. Then Henry Micah, HRH, that's Henry Micah. Then Uche Ukoji, then one Madam Chika Onyebuagu, her Instagram family and her Facebook family.
Wow, they've been very supportive of her so far.
Thank you, Nigeria.
So when they say Omileyo, right, the people, right?
Did you get that?
Right, yeah. Oh yeah, Omileyo, yeah. I wanted to show. So, you know, that the people have supported her, which is great, and we're thankful for that. All right, so going to this issue of this young lady that was hit. The story really took Nigeria by storm, and we're really hoping her father can come here because she's a young girl and she was being hit by a bullet at that age. When you read the reports, what came to mind, Mariam?
Yeah, remember we had the conversation, and I was saying the police should, you know, take responsibility for that girl. So I really thought, you know, it would be that they went to her to hospital and paid her bills and just made sure that she got, I mean, that's the least they could have done. It would be sad. I hope that is not the case. It would be sad that we're sitting down now with the family of this child and we're talking about funds to properly treat her. If it was somewhere else in the world, they would be sued for millions and millions of money. So we can do the list, make sure she gets the treatment that she needs, and it's paid for.
I'm just getting reports that the father has just come in. Let's go on a quick break. I will bring him in right now. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Okay, thanks for staying with us. I think we have the victim's uncle or the father, Orekui Gbadebo. Welcome to the show, sir.
Mukaila Shubukola.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Mukaila. Okay, welcome. Yeah, the Mariam's father.
Yes.
In Baba Mariam. Okay, so tell us how Mariam they do for hospital right now. How Mariam she went off in hospital?
I thank God that she's feeling better, sir.
Okay.
Because all those doctors have tried, you know, that they can do on it. And moreover, they never finish this thing. They say that he's going to do another surgery work again.
Okay.
After this first surgery, he's still going to face another, like 1 or 2 surgical work again in the hospital. Yes. Maybe probably by 2 months to this time, or 3 months.
Well, for those of us who have no idea what happened, what happened?
What is happening is that that means on the 5th February, I'm not around. I've already go to my workshop. I just sit down there, begin to talk with my friends that day. Later in the day, around something after 11 in the morning, I just hear that, hear my wife call that, Alaji, come, something happened. I said, wait, it happen. They just tell me, with cry, the woman, she's answered me. That conversation now, I know that she's crying. Wait, it happen now. She just tell me, look, they say someone can call am say straight bullet you just hit my daughter. That means Mariam Shubukola. I say, wait, happen the girl that I gave me money to go to school. Why now? Just did bye-bye to me when she went out that time. From there, I begin to prepare to go. That day, I thank God. If now, maybe now work at the work or no, now run at the run, no, I don't know. Before I reach the place that the girl did. When I reach that place, that in Eastern Street, I met some of the police people with gun. They just look like this. Once they hear saying, this is the father of the guy, they just say, one of their police tell me, say, oh God, take it easy, came down. One of them just signaled to me like that. I just cry. People would just say, sorry.
You said they give you 20,000 naira.
I'm coming, ma. Sorry, ma.
Because time, Nick, we don't have enough time.
So when I reach that place, I just say I'm for the Ileku General Hospital. From there, the first to the Anyike Latitude Hospital at the General Hospital. So that day, I just run up and down. Now that I did that day, they just come and say I should come. 1, 2, 3 police come home. They want to collect the statement. The statement about the column now. Yeah. I say, well, so that one of my brother did there, they can write it. I did for lab. We just want to rescue the geisha. After that, when I reached there, I saw them. They talked to me. I don't know if you talk anything with them at all. Then they begin to start working.
So there was a stray bullet because of time.
3 days. 3 days later.
Yes.
The police, one woman police came. Okay. That time, I still went to the lab. Okay. He just called me and said I should come. One woman police came. He said he want to give my wife. Yes. Something. Say the DPO. Yes. Nice time come. He gonna give me the something. How do you collect it or not? He said that he no collect am because she said that no me only born the pikin. Let him Baba come. Okay. As later as he called me, I said tell him make you wait for me. When I reach here, she do what greet me. I greet her. I say from where? He say from the Lepo. What happen now? Can I help you? Only the DPO say you should come greet us. You then give us the 20,000 naira. I tell him say me. As you see me, he say I'm hungry man. The time is I don't have money. Although I don't have money, I'm hungry, but at least me I know benefit, but yeah. I know feel. I know what I did now.
So you did not collect the money.
I don't collect it.
So right now, the issue is that Mariam is in the hospital.
It's 100%. The day before yesterday, even it's getting to 6 days now, they have already discharged us. Okay. You know, I know I don't want to accept it. My brother says they don't want to accept it, but for one reason or another, they say we should. When we go meet the doctor, one of the doctors, they are calling the doctor Ushudi. We meet him. He tells us that we should accept it too, because we know that there's so many different viruses.
Accept what?
The 20,000.
No, to discharge her. Okay. He said the reason why is that if you know that there's many viruses that enter that place. Yes. That guy is a small guy. Yes. That won't hope make him no enter that thing. Make him no be say I don't have the money no go cash him again. Yes. No. Okay. So that the rest one don't do everything. Yeah. They tell me say you should go. But you can come for the check-up.
So the reason why sometimes we take these kind of stories is because an innocent girl is fighting for her life right now. She's hopefully recuperating, but anything can happen. And when law enforcement make mistakes, we must begin to give victims a voice to tell us what happened, so that we can take proper measures to ensure that girl gets justice. Yeah. So we have issues of stray bullets happening all the time, and nothing happens. Somebody dies and life goes on. Yes. But Mariam is a little girl; she doesn't deserve what happened to her, and we're going to support you to ensure that you have the platform to tell Nigerians what you've been through, and hopefully you can get some proper compensation to your family. And we only pray that Mariam is able to recover. Is she working now? Has she started working?
She does have to working. Okay. But what I'm praying for is that making Nigerian people and all the country will help me. Make my girl make it day normal condition.
Yeah. You say remain how many surgery to do?
You say that I'm still going to do maybe 2 or 3 surgeries.
Okay. And now you have been paying for this by yourself.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on the show. So today, it's important as we wrap up. First thing, Joe Blankson hasn't been immortalized, and we hope that we begin to celebrate. Kobe Bryant died, and the whole nation stood still.
Yes,
Nigeria. The whole nation stood still. We had how you celebrate heroes, people who have made huge sacrifices in their countries. We need to begin to celebrate somebody like Joe Blankson and make sure the family doesn't suffer. And then the young girl, Mariam, was shot by a stray bullet. And this young lady needs to be compensated for this. And we're not going to accept 20,000. I'm so proud that a Nigerian said rejected. Yes. 20,000 naira handout. Sorry, that was back in the day. Not anymore. Right now, we want proper compensation for the family. Yes. That's all we can take on the show. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow.